Since aircraft can reach far distances to isolated areas, it's easy for them to get lost. Some of them may get rediscovered. From planes pulled from the bottom of a lake, to planes that have been preserved in the dry conditions of the Sahara Desert, here are 13 lost aircraft discovered. Number 13. Lady Be Good. Left abandoned in the Saharan Desert, Lady Be Good mysteriously disappeared in 1943 as a part of a last mission in the country of Libya and was spotted eventually 16 years later. Aircraft parts were scattered in this remote area, but with the low humidity, they were well preserved. This is a consolidated B-24 that attempted to land on the seemingly flat surface, but it was a little bit bumpier than they thought. It's unbelievable how long it was sitting there on the surface. By taking a look at the crash location on Google Maps, you can tell how truly vast the Sahara Desert is. A British petroleum company who was looking for oil contacted an airbase when they found it. But they had no idea what one of their aircrafts would be doing here over 16 years later after the crash. The radio apparently still worked for the Lady Be Good, and the site would be further investigated. They eventually found out the bizarre story of the pilot and the crew afterwards. Number 12. Marshall Islands underwater plane. An underwater plane graveyard was finally exposed in 2015, showing more than 150 lost World War II aircraft. With new advancements in technology, finding aircraft that we previously thought vanished in the Pacific are beginning to come to light. Many of the aircraft were simply pushed into the ocean, but others seem to be shot down or were previously damaged in battle. Once it's been determined with sonar, scuba divers are more than eager to investigate them for themselves. Number 11. Douglas Super DC-3. On the mysterious black sands of a beach in Iceland lies a piece of abandoned aircraft. On November 24, 1973, a U.S. Navy airplane was forced to crash land on a remote beach south of the capital of Reykjavik. It appears as though it remained untouched for over 40 years until a farmer came across it in 2014. All the windows are smashed from the inside and both wings are missing. All the crew survived the crash, and it seems to be a mystery why it was forced to crash land in the first place. Some believe it was from horrific weather conditions in the North Atlantic. Others claim it just simply ran out of fuel, forcing them to land on Iceland. What you see here are some drone images of the plane from an aerial view, and it's kind of hard to tell if it's a plane or not. Number 10. Atka Island abandoned plane. Due to the sheer size of Alaska, driving around the streets to reach some destinations is basically impossible. This form of transportation is commonly used to deliver supplies to small towns, despite the harsh weather. But this one we see here isn't a cargo plane. In fact, it's a consolidated B-24 Liberator that was used as a heavy bomber in every branch of the U.S. Armed Forces. It was often used in the campaign against the Japanese and in anti-submarine operations. This abandoned B-24 is found on the Aleutian island of Atka and was forced to crash land in 1942. It was on a weather reconnaissance mission, but the weather was the one keeping it from landing at a designated runway. The pilot managed to escape with only a broken collarbone, and the site has been managed to keep the plane preserved as a reminder of its service. Number 9. American stealth fighter found in China. This American jet was found using Google Maps, and many are wondering, what on earth is it doing there? This is believed to be a Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk that proved its potential during various operations by the US. So what exactly is it doing in China of all places? We haven't necessarily been military allies with China, like ever. This was found on a 2010 version of Google Maps near the city of Luoyang, outside a test center for surface-to-air missiles. Did the Chinese possibly capture our technology and are trying to build their own? Maybe China built an exact replica of the US design for the most part, but we try to keep it a secret. This is definitely something that should not exist unless China has been spying on us. Number 8. Yosemite discovery. A private plane from Fresno was carrying 4 passengers, and it didn't reach their destination in 1962. The plane was a rental, and everyone was wondering what was going on. They would never find the true answer until 1994, when some wreckage was reported in the Yosemite National Park. Although it's believed that there might have been people there before, no one had said anything until a worker at the park stumbled upon it. The area was so remote that mules were actually used to help clear the wreckage. Number 7. Abandoned plane, Peru. Does anyone ever wonder why there'd be a Russian Antonov A2 plane all the way in the Peruvian Amazon? Antonov A2s were used for agricultural purposes, and it was mass-produced by the Soviets as a crop dusting plane. It was a reliable machine that could be made quickly. It got a few nicknames such as Anuska or Annie, Type 22, and Colt, but this one in particular is known as the Ghost Plane. Russia at that time was hoping to gain support from Peru in various trade deals, and then hopefully they could set up bases there. This one actually wasn't discovered by humans first, but wild Amazonian animals who made it their home. There are videos out there that claim this plane is actually haunted at night, but who knows? We imagine it does get pretty dark in the jungle late at night. Number 6. Glacier Girl. Another remote mysterious plane was discovered in the ice sheets of Greenland. This is also one of the strangest places the US has a military base set up on. Although technically under the Denmark flag, Greenland has been home to some places like Camp Sentry, which was built into a glacier. Trying to fly in one of the most inhospitable climates certainly can't be easy, and it's hard to imagine even trying to have a runway that's cleared from snow. In 1942, a squad of planes left from New England to head east over to Greenland when they ran into bad weather. A massive recovery was made, pilots were okay, but the planes had to stay. No one returned to the aircraft for over 50 years. This P-38 was discovered using radar in 1992, and it was 268 feet deep into the ice. Hot water was used to remove the plane. The plane was actually restored and was able to fly again. What else could the ice sheets of Greenland uncover? Number 5. Mysterious German plane. A remarkable discovery was made when scuba divers off the coast of Odessa, Ukraine, found a mysterious plane at the bottom of the Black Sea. This Luftwaffe had vanished in mid-flight, and it must have really confused traffic control at the time. This was located about 23 feet below the surface, and underwater photographer Andrey Nekrasov was part of the crew who discovered this mysterious time capsule. This is what's known as a Ju-52 that was commonly used by the Third Reich. What was even more mysterious was how well preserved some of the artifacts were found within the plane. This creepy boot was found left in remarkable condition, considering it's been underwater for the past 75 years. This shaving brush was located on the seafloor, as well as a part of a machine gun that was mounted on the plane. Even some of the documents found within the cockpit were preserved. Number 4. Antarctica, November 28, 1979. Plane crashes can happen anytime, anywhere, even Antarctica. Tourists who were hoping to see the most southern continent in the world all suffered a tragic end. This flight from New Zealand Air crashed into Antarctica's second highest mountain, Mount Erebus. Mount Erebus is the most active volcano in Antarctica and the second highest peak. Fire meets ice when this thing goes off. The summit reaches a massive 12,448 feet and is located on Ross Island. The volcano has been active since 1.3 million years ago and still goes off occasionally. You have to imagine that crashing into this mountain couldn't be good. A huge rescue effort was made to find the wreckage of the plane. But it was already too late. All 257 passengers didn't make it due to a navigational error. Pilots should have spotted the giant mountain, but decided to follow the incorrect computer route. Number 3. Grumman F-3F2. Currently displayed at the National Museum of Naval Aviation in Pensacola, Florida, this amazing-looking aircraft is lucky to see the light of day once again. It was attempting a landing on the USS Saratoga when the pilot began experiencing fuel pump problems in San Diego. It was rediscovered 50 years later in 1991, but not without a little help. A submersible vehicle was sent down to the bottom of the Pacific to recover it using their radar. It took another 3 years for it to be brought back to the surface. Number 2. Lake Michigan fighter. While it might be common to find trash out in Lake Michigan, one wouldn't expect to find so much crazy stuff here. First the Lake Michigan Stonehenge, then the U-2 submarine, and now this? It was revealed that the type of plane that was found was an SBD-3, which had been used in the Pacific. Small and lightweight, they were used on aircraft carriers from 1940 to 1944. So still, what the heck is it doing in Lake Michigan? It had later on become widely used as a test pilot training aircraft used across the country. It was actually ditched by a training pilot in the lake during a failed landing attempt. This one is also currently on display at the National Naval Museum in Pensacola, Florida. And number 1. Advanced Aircraft, Mojave Desert. What appears to be an F-4 Phantom was found at a bizarre cross street in the deserts of Eastern California. You can check it out for yourself on Google Maps. It's near some strange-looking buildings with circular streets. Possibly a military complex or something. Here we see a nice view of Mars Boulevard, which spirals its way to the top of a cliff. So you know this place is kind of weird. We also see some strange circles, but as you zoom in even closer, you can see this abandoned plane. That normally doesn't look like a place where you'd park an aircraft such as that. The story about why this plane is still here appears to be a mystery. However, there is an Air Force nearby. If anyone was looking for this plane, don't worry, American Eye found it for you.